me shout, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, man of the masses. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not day of in mind. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Mayegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Mayegun diary, he dey hot like pepper. But every day, then they take money in bulk. Poor man picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say, make we no talk. But thank God say, Mayegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. Mayegun don't come, oh yo yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. It is Mayegun Live. Thank you so much for joining me from wherever you are watching from. Take your time, read the caption of the broadcast, the description of the broadcast, share it. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Mayegun is live. Mayegun today.
Mayegun diary political. Godfatherism.
Tinubu's regime is honoring the slain soldiers in Okwama in Delta State. Today, the investigation on what happened, who are those behind, they are still ongoing. But today, Tinubu's regime decided to honor them, even in death, their families and others, and other statements made too. So we will be part of that this evening, briefly.
And yes, you like very you too.
No, normally the background sound, which is this song, usually it is not very smooth. So now I'm putting it in the medium, okay? And I want to see if there is any improvement because we are starting in a minute. Thank you. That is not the only thing we are talking about tonight, or we will be talking about tonight. And that is why read the caption, read the description as well. I've got a few interesting stuff for you too. Share the broadcast. Now that is it. Motide. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are joining us from again in the Temple of Truth this moment. Thank you so much as well for joining us, just like for the upteenth time. The Okwama slain soldiers, the 16 of them, including a lieutenant colonel, 2 major generals or majors, maybe not general, but major, 2 major, as well as 13 other officers who were reportedly slain initially by the youth of Okwama in Delta State. Or events that followed the announcement have shown that There's actually more to what led to that tragedy. But as a national tragedy, the Nigerian army chose today to bury the 16 soldiers, and it was also an opportunity for Tinubu as well, right, to make a speech. This time it is not the usual bulaba kind of. There's a prepared speech for him that he read at the occasion, right? But there is more. But what we're going to do tonight, as a show of respect to some of these soldiers, like us, I don't know, I don't want to press your or trigger your anger button early in this program, okay? But however, we are going to go to the venue and bring to you what happened today and who said what and when. So at first, they brought the bodies to the venue. The place was kind of prepared ahead of the event, and it looked exactly like this.
Their songs of sweet praise drift back from heaven's shore, and I can feel at home in this world.
Okay, now that flower.
I ask a beggar along the way.
Do you get that? Somebody said there's 17 soldiers. So are they 17 now? Well, I'm still working with their own publicly available data. If the tally has increased, thank you for bringing that to our notice. So at the burial today, as usual, politicians will take advantage of, like to show their own eye services when they are mostly behind their bunkering. Their bunkering, which is the stealing of Nigeria crude oil, something that the politicians and their armed, kind of people are indeed behind. So yeah, soldiers have been killed, and this is a tragedy. So they started arriving. First, I think it was at the governors.
Yes, indeed. Select.
This plate number.
So Nigeria National Cemetery, that was the venue. Okay. Then I think Kolu also arrived afterwards.
Sorry, sir.
So after that, it was the turn of all of the generals, your Nigeria service chiefs, who are major generals without fighting any war. For real, like, you get what I mean? It's promotion, kind of. So they all spoke, they all bragged, they expressed their anger, their rage, mostly about against the people that killed their colleagues. But it was they were promising that they will get everyone. Currently, by the way, just so you know, while this is going on and other things going on across the place now, the people of Okwama and so many other communities in their axis, they have been cut off from the rest of Nigeria. Those who survived the military or the army genocide and massacre that took place in that axis, those who were killed and those who survived, all of them are trapped in that place now. Bodies of those they killed, some of them have been dumped in the water. They have been dumped in the water, and they ensure that nobody will have access to those areas yet. If they open the place up, maybe after this burial, they can let the survivors or people have access to them, provide medicals, food, water, and all that should be provided. And it's been, how many days now? It's been over 10 days, 12 days to be precise, since this siege started, where the civilians were blamed for the brutal killings of these 17 soldiers. I just wanted to remember that, okay? While we are watching this, remember that people are still trapped in those areas and no access is given. But let's go back to that place, okay? So it was only Kolu who now came with an offer. He didn't only promise to find their killers so that they can actually have justice. He promised to give, he gave scholarship to the children of the soldiers. The families were offered or given landed properties like houses, and they were also given money. So I'm going to take you back there, all right, so that we can have that as well on record.
Family, friends, and associates of our deceased heroes, invited guests, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, it is with heavy heart that I join you today to commend to earth the remains of our officers and men who died in the course of duty on 14th of March this year, 2024, in Okwama community in Delta State. The officers and soldiers who lost their lives that day were patriots, brave, and noble men who gave their lives to defend and protect our nation against internal and external threats. Their sacrifice will be remembered and honored for generations to come. On March 14th, Lieutenant Colonel A.H. Ali, the commanding officer of 181 Amphibious Battalion, led 3 other officers and 13 soldiers to Okwama community to mediate in lingering disputes with Okoloba community. They went on as peacekeepers and peacemakers, respectively, seeking to bring an end to the hostility between the two communities. They didn't go with tanks, machine guns, and other weapons. They were on a mission of peace. Before the dastardly attack, Lieutenant Colonel Ali, as I was known to be briefed by the Chief of Army Staff, enjoyed great operational exploits, fighting terrorists and insurgents in the northeast and northwest before its deployment to the Niger Delta. Ali kept faith with his military calling till the end. On behalf of a grateful nation, we honor the sacrifice of Ali and the other gallant patriots who died that day. They will forever be remembered as heroes who answered the call of duty and paid the ultimate price. Major D.E. Obi, Major S.D. Ashafa, Captain U. Sakari, Staff Sergeant Yaya Seidu, Corporal Dambaba Yaya, Corporal Kabir Bashir, Lance Corporal Abdullah Ibrahim, Lance Corporal Bulus Haruna, Lance Corporal Sole Okoyemi, Lance Corporal Bello Anas, Private Alhaji Isa, Private Clement Francis, Private Abubakar Ali, Private Adamu Ibrahim, Private Haman Picha, and Private Ibrahim Adamu. You are all our heroes. Each man now belongs to the hallowed list of servicemen and women who defended our country and protected their fellow Nigerians, not minding the risk to their own lives. They have all been awarded now a posthumous national honor. The 4 gallant officers have been accorded the award of Members of the Order of Niger, MON. The 13 courageous soldiers who also lost their lives have been awarded the Officers of the Federal Republic Medal. I commiserate with the families of our fallen heroes and the entire armed forces. I share in their pain and grief, the grief you carry today.
Nuisance leleyi. Nuisance leleyi.
Kolu is reading a script written by Gbajabiamole, and is telling lies right there. And this is not going to help the families. That is not how for families to have closure. If you see families of British soldier who died in combat, when their family will know how they died and everything, like in plain sight, they will get to know. Some of the information may be classified, you get now, that the families can't talk about them, but they will know what killed their family member. Give me 1 second. I want to sneeze.
What shall I say unto the Lord?
Yes, Lord.
All I have to say, thank you, Lord.
Thank you. You will know what killed your papa, but these families in Nigeria, they will never know the truth. But the lies being told and repeated again and again. So Tinubu is telling the whole world that the conflict between Okoloba and Okwama people that the conflict is what these soldiers went to go and settle. But there was nobody from Okoloba in that Okwama for peace meeting. He said they didn't go with tanks. They didn't go with guns. Another misinformed idiot that you call press idiot. They couldn't take tanks, so they took gunboats. We have videos. When they attack the communities, when they kill the people there, we have the videos. All of them were, see, when they were killing them, the soldiers, Nigerian army, were making videos. And they are yet to share with us either the pile of arms or the group of people that really killed these soldiers. Nothing. In the process, 24 hours after they told us youth killed 17 soldiers, including Lieutenant Colonel and 2 generals, Abba. They went straight to Baramatu, what is that? Baramatoru or something. That's another community in somebody said it's actually between Bayelsa and Delta too, right? Something Baramatoru. They went there. They killed over 80 people, just civilians on the road. The old pictures and videos are online if you want to see them. So Kolu said oh my goodness. Anyway, so he's honored them with MON, members of the Order of the Niger. Here you get. So posthumously means when you mention those the colonel and those soldiers, you have to add MON. I don't know if that comes with a cash prize. I don't know. But he has more that he gave to them too. Houses, scholarship, land, money. All of these were written by Bajabi Amoron.
It is my prayer that God will comfort all who are bereaved as a result of this tragedy. It is worth restating the depth of gratitude we hold these valiant soldiers and families. As Commander-in-Chief, I do not take the contribution of members of our armed forces for granted. I recognize your valor and bravery. I honor your unflinching commitment to making our country safe from criminals, bandits, kidnappers, and insurrectionists. While we continue to grieve for the courageous men we lost that day, let us also, on this solemn occasion, be reminded of the unfinished business of working for peace and harmony in our communities. We must begin to rebuild our communities and make them into places where love, tolerance, harmony will reign. Leaders at all levels, especially community leaders and traditional rulers, must work to strengthen the bonds that unite us. We must end the cycle of violence and bloodletting. I want to make it clear once more that those who committed this heinous crime will not go unpunished. We find them, and our departed heroes will get justice. The elders and chiefs of Okoma also have a duty to help the military in fishing out the gunmen who committed the barbaric crime against our men. I wish also to commend our armed forces for their restraint in choosing not to carry out a reprisal attack in Okoma. or its neighboring communities. We must all ensure that the innocent people of the communities are not made to bear the punishment of the guilt and wicked among them. To the entire armed forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, I have this message for you. Do not let the death of your compatriots discourage you. There is no higher honor than the vocation you have chosen to pursue. We cherish you. We